Gene Pitney, the singer with a voice everyone loved, had a life full of music and hidden stories. After his tragic death, surprising details about his abandoned house, wife, and 3 children began to emerge. But the biggest mystery is the net worth he left behind. What truly happened to his wealth and legacy? Join us as we uncover the truth. Abandoned house. When Gene Pitney passed away in 2006, he did not just leave behind a collection of songs and a voice that resonated with many people. He also left behind a humble home in Somers, Connecticut, where he grew up. Situated in the serene setting of New England, his house was not a display of luxury, but a tranquil getaway that reflected his down-to-earth nature, even though he was famous worldwide. The house was plain, but filled with a welcoming and cozy charm. It was a white colonial-style house nestled among trees that changed color in the autumn. The house wasn't meant to show off, but was built for family gatherings and tranquility. The design was simple, yet full of unique features. A smooth gravel driveway led to the front of the house, where a small porch with wooden railings provided a welcoming entrance for visitors. The house was full of memories, with each room containing items that reflected his life, such as family photos, framed records, and souvenirs from his travels. The living room was well lit by large windows that let in the morning sun, and there was a clean and simple fireplace in the corner. Above the fireplace mantel were a few small, meaningful items like a wooden clock, a small ceramic bird, and a faded photo of his parents. Gene's study was the place where most people stopped to look around. The room was not very big, but it was packed with books, old music sheets, and a typewriter that he was said to use for writing lyrics. On one side of the room, there was a shelf filled with vinyl records. Some were his own, while others were from artists he liked. Next to the shelf, there was a record player and a comfortable worn leather chair. The room had a very personal feel to it, like it was meant for peaceful reflection and listening to music. The heart of the home was the kitchen, filled with memories and the comforting sense of coffee and baking treats. The cabinets were a light cream color, and the countertops showed signs of being well loved over the years. The dining table may not have been big, but it had witnessed countless meals, parties, and joyful moments shared with loved ones. It was a welcoming kitchen that made people feel at ease as soon as they entered. On the upper floor, the bedrooms were designed in a simple and minimalist style. The master bedroom had a view of the back garden, where Gene liked to work when he was home. He found pleasure in trimming the hedges and taking care of the small flower beds. The backyard was not big, but it had a slight incline and a couple of trees for shade. Near one of the trees, there was a small bench where he would occasionally relax with a cup of tea, observing the birds or just savoring the cool breeze. The house had a basement used for storage, where old guitar cases, boxes of letters, and suitcases from past travels were stashed away. Each item in the basement seemed to have its story and special place in the home. Gene, despite being busy, cherished the little things, as evidenced by his home. After he passed away, his house did not become a tourist attraction or museum. It stayed private, just like how he lived, a peaceful place with nature and quiet all around. The townspeople honored the home, remembering the man who used to live there. There were no fancy gates or many visitors, just the gentle breeze and the memory of music. This house may not have been well known, but it had a unique charm. Unlike many celebrities who marry multiple times, Gene Pitney had only one marriage. How was their relationship and what made it last? Gene Pitney's wife. Gene Pitney was famous around the world for his powerful voice and emotional songs. While his music made him well known, his private life remained peaceful and stable. One of the most beautiful aspects of his life was his enduring relationship with his wife, Lynn Gayton. Their love story was not about glitz or headlines, but about loyalty, warmth, and a deep bond. In the early 1960s, Gene Pitney met Lynn Gayton as his music career was beginning to take off. He was already gaining recognition in the US and UK for his unique singing style and hit songs. Lynn, on the other hand, led a normal life away from the limelight. Gene did not fall for someone in the entertainment industry. Lynn, a private individual not involved in show business, likely strengthened their connection. She brought balance and peace to his busy life as a performer. They tied the knot in 1966. Their wedding was not extravagant or highly publicized. It was a private affair between two people deeply in love. This simple start laid the groundwork for a marriage that lasted lasted nearly 40 years. In an era where many celebrity relationships faltered, Gene and Lynn's love grew stronger over time. After getting married, Lynn mainly stayed out of the public eye. She focused on creating a stable home for their family, while Gene traveled and made music. They raised 3 sons together, Todd, Chris, and David. Despite his worldwide tours, Gene always returned to his wife and kids. While his career was filled with lights and applause on stage, he cherished peace and family offstage. Lynn quietly but confidently supported him. She did not seek attention, but her role in his life was crucial. She ensured their home was a place of love and comfort. Gene often acknowledged his wife and family for giving him strength and keeping him grounded amidst the challenges of fame. Even as Gene's music career slowed down, the couple remained close. They aged together, enjoying simple moments away from the public eye. Gene continued to perform until his passing in 2006, always coming back to the unwavering love Lynn provided. Their relationship was not about fame or public perception. It was rooted in mutual respect, kindness, and shared values. While Gene stirred emotions in millions through his music, Lynn brought contentment and solace to his personal life. Their life together was a testament to loyalty, care, and strong family bonds that many admired. Even though Gene Pitney is no longer with us, his marriage to Lynn Gayton remains a heartwarming example of enduring love. Their life together demonstrated that true connection does not need attention, but rather honesty, respect, and a shared heart. However, even with his busy life as a star, Gene built a strong bond with his sons. How did he manage to balance being a father and a performer? Gene Pitney and his 3 sons. Gene Pitney was not just a great singer who had a voice that connected with many people, but he was also very dedicated to his family. Despite being famous for his music, he led a more private life at home with his wife, Lynn Gayton, and their 3 sons, Todd, Chris, and David. Although he was known for his music in public, his family was the most important thing to him when he was at home. Gene's sons were born when his career was doing very well. Despite being busy with tours, TV appearances, and recording sessions, he still found time for his family. Each birth was a memorable occasion for him, signifying a new beginning. With Lynn there to support him, he took on fatherhood with happiness and love. He did not openly share his personal life, but those close to him understood how much his children meant to him. As his sons got older, Gene made an effort to be there for them. Even though his music career kept him away from home at times, he made sure to visit regularly to show his sons that he cared. Gene did not let his work interfere with his family time. He prioritized being a good father. Whether it was eating meals together, assisting with schoolwork, or just listening to their tales, he made sure his kids felt secure and loved. Gene was not the type of dad who sought attention for his kids. He did not exploit his celebrity status to make them famous. Instead, he motivated them to find their way in life. He gave guidance when necessary and emphasized the importance of being modest, working hard, and showing compassion. By his behavior, rather than his spoken words, he demonstrated how to be a decent person, a caring husband, and a loving dad. All 3 of Gene Pitney's adult sons have chosen different life paths, but they each have part of their father's legacy with them. Todd Pitney works behind the scenes in music production. Chris Pitney leads a quiet life away from the music industry. David Pitney is focused on family matters and upholding his father's teachings. While none of the Pitney sons have pursued a career on stage like their father, they all exhibit the strength and kindness he instilled in them. After Gene passed away in 2006, his sons carried on honoring and preserving his legacy. They did not want the spotlight on themselves, but instead were proud of their father's accomplishments. They cherished the memories of the man who was not just a musician, but also a loving father who shared laughter, provided guidance, and loved them unconditionally. His influence continues to impact their decisions and the families they have created. Gene Pitney may be best known for his successful music career, but his real accomplishment accomplishment was the positive impact he had on his children. He provided them with more than just a famous surname. He showed them love, stability, and set a good example. Ultimately, this kind of inheritance is everlasting and never loses its significance. What were the circumstances surrounding Gene's death, and how did the world react to the news? Gene Pitney's tragic death. In the spring of 2006, Gene Pitney was on a successful tour in the United Kingdom. He was loved by fans in both the US and UK, and even years after his first hits, people still attended his concerts to listen to his amazing voice. At 65 years old, he still performed with the energy and passion of someone much younger. His concerts were emotional, nostalgic, and created a strong bond with the audience. However, just as he was showcasing his talent once again, tragedy unexpectedly struck. On the evening of April 4, 2006, Gene had his final performance at St. David's Hall in Cardiff, Wales. The venue was full of loyal fans who came to see the famous singer. He sang many powerful songs with a strong voice and captivated the audience. The night ended with "Town Without Pity," one of his most loved songs. The crowd gave him a warm standing ovation as he finished. No one suspected it would be Gene Pitney's last performance. Later that night, Gene went back to his hotel room in Cardiff. He had more shows to do on his tour. The next morning, April 5th, his manager found him unresponsive in his room. They called for help, but it was too late. Gene Pitney had passed away during the night. An autopsy showed that the man passed away from a heart attack caused by heart disease. The examination revealed severe blockages in his coronary arteries, a condition that had not been detected earlier. Despite appearing healthy and energetic, his heart was facing difficulties. The announcement of his death surprised his fans, colleagues, and people who admired his work. He had displayed no signs of slowing down and had given a strong and graceful performance just before he passed away. Gene Pitney's unexpected death saddened many people. He was known for his musical career and stayed dedicated to his craft until the end. Unlike some artists who slowly disappear from the spotlight, Gene kept performing, singing, and sharing his talents with others. His death marked the end of not just a tour, but of a remarkable life filled with purpose and passion. After Gene passed away, his body was brought back to the United States. He was buried in Summers Center Cemetery in Summers, Connecticut, which is near where he grew up. People who knew him, including family, friends, and fans, were sad that he was gone because his songs meant a lot to them. Even though his songs are still being played and enjoyed by new fans, they felt sad that he was no longer around. Gene Pitney's last moments were not full of suffering or worry. Instead, they were filled with music, clapping, and love from his fans who had gathered to hear him perform. He passed away while doing what he enjoyed most, sharing his music with the world. Although his life ended too early, it ended on a positive note, on stage, with the spotlight on him, and his voice resonating through a room full of admiration. This may be the best way to say goodbye to someone as talented as Gene Pitney. What did Gene leave behind, and how much was his wealth? Net worth left behind. Gene Pitney was a famous singer who did not seek attention with fancy lifestyles or showing off his wealth. Even though he was a big music star in the 1960s and performed for many years, he kept his money matters private. As a result, there are no official numbers available on his net worth. However, those familiar with his career and the music industry believe that he earned a steady income over the years from royalties and the rights to his music, in addition to receiving applause for his work. Some artists are forgotten after they reach the height of their fame, but Gene's songs stayed popular even long after they were first released. Hits like "Town Without Pity," "Only Love Can Break a Heart," and "24 Hours from Tulsa" remained favorites among people of all ages. Radio stations worldwide continued to play these songs, and fans purchased his albums in different formats such as vinyl, CDs, and digital downloads. Every time his songs were played or bought, he earned money through royalties. Gene Pitney continued to earn money long after his prime because of how music publishing functions. He had ownership or partial rights to many of his songs as both a performer and songwriter. This allowed him to receive a share of the profits whenever his music was sold, streamed, or licensed. This steady flow of income probably helped him stay financially secure in his older age. Gene probably had agreements for his music to be published in addition to the royalties he received. He not only performed his songs, but also wrote for other artists, increasing his income. The money he earned from these deals was more reliable and lasted longer than what he made from live shows. It is also thought that he made smart decisions about owning the rights to his music, which helped him continue to receive royalties consistently. When it comes to how he lived, Gene did not live like a famous person who always wanted attention. He was not known for buying fancy cars or big houses. Instead, he lived a more simple life, focusing on his family, music, and privacy. Any properties he had were kept private. There is not a lot of information available about his real estate, and it seems like Gene wanted it that way. Quiet, personal, and out of the spotlight. Following his passing in 2006, his music continued to make money. His songs stayed well-liked globally, especially in the UK, where he had devoted fans. The ongoing royalties from his music are part of the inheritance he left, benefiting both the world and his family. His music still brings in money, showing that his work had lasting significance even after his performances. Gene Pitney may not have been wealthy, but he was rich in things that truly mattered. He left behind enduring music, financial security for his family, and a respected legacy. While we may not know the specifics of his success, we do know that Gene achieved his accomplishments through talent, dedication, and grace. But how was Gene able to earn all this money? Let's take a look at his journey and how he rose to fame. Gene Pitney was born in Hartford, Connecticut on February 17, 1940. His parents were Anna Orlowski and Harold Pitney, who worked as a lathe operator. Gene was one of 5 siblings and grew up in the town of Rockville, which is now part of Vernon, Connecticut. He was raised in a modest and close-knit family, which fueled his passion for music from a young age. As a kid, Pitney loved listening to musicians like Clyde McPhatter and doo-wop bands like the Crows. These performers got him interested in music and encouraged him to give it a try. When he was in high school at Rockville High, he started his first band, Gene and the Genials. It was just a small start, but it allowed him to experience being on stage and the excitement of performing. In 1958, Pitney started recording music with a local group called the Embers. Even though these early songs weren't put out until many years later, they marked the beginning of his music career. The following year, he tried out a duo named Jamie and Jane with Ginny Arnell. They put out 2 songs under the Decca label, Snuggle Up Baby and Classical Rock and Roll. Also in 1959, he started releasing solo music with a song called Cradle of My Arms under the name Billy Bryan. Soon after, he switched to using his real name and released I'll Find You in 1960. In 1961, Pitney signed a record deal with Aaron Schroeder's new label, MusicCore, which marked a significant shift in his career. His breakthrough came with the release of his song I Wanna Love My Life Away, where he showcased his talent by singing and playing multiple instruments on the recording. The single made its way into the top 40 chart and helped to bring his distinctive musical style to a larger group of listeners. In the same year, he made it to the top 20 with a song called Town Without Pity from a movie with the same title. The song won a Golden Globe and was in the running for an Oscar. Pitney was even able to sing it live at the Academy Awards in 1962, a special moment for the singer from Connecticut. In 1962, Gene Pitney released a popular song called The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, which reached number 4 on the music charts. Even though the song was not featured in the John Wayne movie that inspired it, fans loved it. Pitney also showed his talent as a songwriter by writing songs like Today's Teardrops for Roy Orbison, Rubber Ball for Bobby V, Hello Mary Lou for Ricky Nelson, and He's a Rebel for the Crystals. Interestingly, He's a Rebel was at the top of the charts when Pitney's song Only Love Can Break a Heart hit number 2. He did not allow obstacles to hinder his progress. In December 1962, he dropped a song titled Half Heaven, Half Heartache, which made it to number 12 on the Billboard chart. His powerful voice and sincere performance had established him as a unique figure in American pop music. During this period, a radio DJ fondly referred to him as the Rockville Rocket, a nickname that highlighted his rapid ascent from a small-town resident president to a successful artist on the music charts. Although Pitney had numerous successful songs in the United States, he also gained popularity internationally. His track, 24 Hours from Tulsa, penned by Burt Bacharach and Hal David, became a big hit in the United Kingdom in the beginning of 1964. This was his third single to make it onto the charts there, and the first to reach the top 20, peaking at number 5. In the United States, the song also did well, reaching number 17 on the Hot 100 chart. Gene Pitney had a time of trying new things, working hard, and improving in his early years. He started in a band in high school and eventually became famous worldwide. His journey was just as nice and real as the songs he performed. He had a unique impact on the music industry with his passion, talent, and unforgettable voice. A voice that spanned generations. Gene Pitney had a successful career because of his unique voice and passion for music. He started out with rock and roll and later found success in Europe. Pitney's journey was filled with memorable moments that highlighted his versatility and charm. His story is not just about his chart-topping songs, it's about a voice that connected with people all over the world and created a lasting legacy. It is fascinating how Pitney is connected to the early days of rock. During the 1960s, he was present at some of the Rolling Stones' first recording sessions in London for songs like Little by Little on their debut album. His exact contributions on piano are not well known, but his presence in the studio played a significant role in the early rock scene. Pitney also helped record That Girl Belongs to Yesterday, a song by Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, which was the first song by the duo to chart in America. The song performed well in the UK, reaching number 7 and becoming a milestone for Pitney and the Rolling Stones. Despite the first success, Pitney experienced both highs and lows in his career. One of his releases, Yesterday's Hero, did not perform as well as expected in 1964. However, Pitney persevered and achieved success with songs like It Hurts to Be in Love and I'm Gonna Be Strong, both reaching the top 10 in the US. Interestingly, It Hurts to Be in Love was originally recorded by Neil Sedaka, but due to contract issues, Pitney got to record it, and it became a hit, establishing its icon. Pitney was not limited to just pop and rock music when it came to his musical abilities. In 1965, he worked with the country icon George Jones to create 2 hit albums that established them as a rising country music duo. This partnership demonstrated Pitney's versatility in working with artists from various genres, solidifying his presence in both the pop and country music scenes. Pitney was popular not just in the United States, he also found success in Europe. He performed in the Sanremo Music Festival in Italy twice, where his strong voice reminiscent of Enrico Caruso impressed the audience. Pitney sang in different languages such as Italian, Spanish, and German, and his song Nessuno mi può giudicare was a hit in Italy, making him more widely known internationally. In 1966, Pitney's success in the United States started to slow down, particularly after his song Backstage did not do as well on the charts as expected. However, he had a brief comeback in 1968 with She's a Heartbreaker, which reached number 16 on the top 40. Although his popularity decreased in the US, Pitney continued to have a successful career in countries like the UK and Australia. During the mid-1970s, he had hits such as Blue Angel and Trans-Canada Highway in Australia, where he became very popular. His ability to stay relevant in different countries showcased his widespread appeal and popularity worldwide. During the 1970s, Pitney decided to tour less and spend more time with his family. He chose to only be on the road for 6 months a year. This choice helped him strike a balance between his professional and personal life, which was crucial for his success in the long run. Pitney's career saw a comeback in the 1980s. He teamed up with Mark Almond in 1989 to record a duet of Something's Gotten Hold of My Heart, a song he first released in 1967. The duet was a huge success in the UK, hitting number 1 and staying there for 4 weeks. It also topped the charts in Germany, Ireland, and Switzerland. This resurgence in his career brought Pitney to a new group of fans, proving that his voice still had the ability to mesmerize. Even in the 2000s, Pitney's impact continued. He contributed harmony vocals to Jane Oliver's recording of his song Half Heaven, Half Heartache in 2000, and was also honored with an induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2002. These achievements show that his influence remained strong and his contributions to music were valued. Gene Pitney experienced some lighthearted moments in his career as well. For instance, in 1989, while performing on This Morning, he had a memorable moment on live television when a technical issue caused him to miss his cue. Instead of getting flustered, he made a joke out of it, demonstrating his ability to not take himself too seriously and connect with his audience. This incident became well known and was repeatedly shown on TV, further showcasing his likability. Gene Pitney had a career that had both good and bad times, but his special voice and talent for connecting with audiences worldwide made him a beloved music figure. He started out with the Rolling Stones and found success in Europe before making a comeback in the 1980s. His legacy proves his skill, versatility, and lasting popularity. His story shows us how music can have a powerful impact and how a unique voice can leave a lasting impression. Gene Pitney's legacy, a lasting tribute. Gene Pitney, a talented singer and songwriter from Rockville, Connecticut, made a big impact on the music industry. Since he passed away in 2006, people in his hometown and around the world have found different ways to remember him. A plaque was revealed in 2007 at Rockville's Town Hall in honor of Pitney's music achievements. This tribute reminds locals of the talented boy who became famous worldwide. The town also created the Gene Pitney Memorial Park at 19 Grove Street. This park, situated near Paper Mill Pond, where Pitney used to get inspired, provides a peaceful place to think about and admire his legacy. The Gene Pitney Commemorative Committee created a yearly scholarship for high school seniors at Rockville High School who want to pursue music in college in order to help young musicians. This scholarship honors Pitney's love for music and aims to motivate upcoming musicians. Pitney's impact in the music industry extends beyond his hometown. Many modern artists cover his songs, ensuring his distinctive sound remains popular. His induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2002 acknowledged his important role in music history. Gene Pitney is remembered through these tributes and ongoing love for his music. His life is seen as an inspiration, demonstrating the lasting impact of talent and hard work. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.